Hello, everyone. We are very happy that you're here today with us. Welcome to Visa Solutions Healthcare Visa Solution Talks. We care for your dream. I'd like to first and foremost introduce myself. I'm Kelly Brioso, the VP of International Healthcare, and let's get started. Awesome. We are going to talk to you a little bit more in regards to Visa Solutions Healthcare and who we are. We are a premier placement specialist within the industry for international healthcare professionals. Specifically, nurses are the key to our success. So we want to speak to you a little bit more today. So you could be hired by leading U.S. hospitals or American healthcare companies. To give you a little background, we are very passionate to be able to provide life-changing opportunities by helping healthcare professionals such as yourself achieve your American dream. Our vision is to find the best global talent, and so we can help you work for the leading U.S. healthcare companies. Everything is based on your skills, of course. We connect with you directly to that U.S. healthcare company that we represent. We have been in this business for 14 plus years, and we are currently recruiting for more than 70 countries. What services do we offer? So Visa Solutions Healthcare is a placement agency. We are not a staffing company, so we will never be the employer on record. We do not ever charge any fee for recruitment or placement. What we do is we make those introductions, we match your clinical skill set, and first and foremost, we prepare and help you with your resume format because we want it to be in the perfect format for the clients. You will learn how to make a video introductory, and we send that over as a little link on the resume formatted. We give you the guidance with our credentialing team for all credentials, IELTS, Visa Screen, NCLEX, and of course, that match that we discussed in just a couple moments ago. Guiding you through documentation compiling, of course, for immigration processing. At that time, of course, it would be for you and your family, should you have a family. And we do pay for the immigrant filing fee. And of course, if necessary, and you have a family, we pay for those fees as well. We process the family at the same time. It is not a follow to join program. Awesome. So in addition to the previous items, we help when it's time to come to the United States with an abundance of items, including housing, introducing you to a buddy. We do pay for that housing for the first 30 days, which includes deposits upfronted. And a very detailed guide, step-by-step guide or welcome letter to help you with the day-to-day happenings that you'll have to accomplish when you arrive in the United States, including information for schools, should you have family and children. We will help you with all of those details. How do we get you here? Well, we use a green card. The EB-3 visa or green card is your pathway to the United States. Every single one of our nurses, as well as med techs, do and will be given a permanent residence card. This document allows you to legally immigrate and enjoy all the benefits of living in the United States, and ultimately gives you that pathway to citizenship. Green cards are initially valid for a period of 10 years. They can be renewed subsequently in 10-year terms. But after that 5 years, you may be eligible for that American citizenship pathway. What differentiates us, Visa Solutions Healthcare, from the other companies that are in this international recruitment segment are many things. First, we have a very highly experienced global team. We have a global reach with offices and team members on the ground in many countries, including several in Africa, throughout Europe, the Philippines. and Latin America. We are expanding that reach continuously as well. So that makes us quite different than a lot of the other companies out there that are focusing on 1 or 2 countries. We do take care of everything throughout the journey. And of course, the relocation is a big part of that. That's the exciting part at the end. We guide you through the U.S. licensure and visa process, and we also cover the cultural adaptation process, social, cultural, professional adjustment. And we work with you continuously to give you guidance to make that transition smooth. We are here as an extension to guide you through every single step of the process. Again, we connect you directly with the U.S. healthcare companies we represent. This is direct employment. So it's a direct hire method. And this means that healthcare professionals in our program are directly employed by the healthcare facility instead of any agency. Okay, how do you qualify? Well, there's several things that are very important and you need to know about. For registered nurses, of course, you have to have and hold a current valid license in your home country. The education requirement has to match, and that is because of the immigration requirements. So with that said, we require everyone to be a registered nurse. You have to graduate from a accredited nurse training program, and the degree has to be a 3 or a 4-year degree. With that said, that experience enables us to match you to our clients with varied requirements. For our requirements at Visa Solutions Healthcare, minimally, you need to be working continuously and currently through or with a hospital location for 12 months. Some hospitals around the country do have different requirements, and we guide you through those. Some are 2 to 3 years, some are 5+ years. It really depends on the client location, but we can almost guarantee that we can find you a home, a great opportunity, should you have the flexibility and you take our advice on some of the opportunities. The next thing is the meeting the language and the English proficiency requirements. We don't say just IELTS anymore because there's many different options that we can offer our candidates. Our credentialing team works very diligently to evaluate and direct accordingly. And then, of course, references or certificates of working. We need to back up everything that you're saying on your resume so we know it's legitimate, as you will go through the biggest screening ever within the immigration process. So again, this is how to qualify. And to take your first steps, you could go to our website and submit your resume, and we could start the pre-screening process. We could go to the next slide. Okay, so kind of went over this, but we'll go over it again very high level. Number 1, apply online to our website directly, very easily. Click on the link, apply now. Number 2, we have virtual interviews that are conducted every single day. We have a complete team that interviews 5 or 6 new nurses every single day. Number 3, accept the terms of employment. With that said, the employment is with the hospital directly. Okay. Again, a little differentiating factor. We do support you and present you to our client locations without the credentialing complete. Okay. We'll get to that a little bit more later. Number 4, document collection. Of course, you have to have the credentials in hand. And then the assistance with the U.S. licensure, NCLEX review, and all documents complete, we move along to the immigration process, which is your immigration. Typically, we say right now it's about 12 to 18 months. We don't really want to sugarcoat it and say it's any sooner because it's not. It varies depending on country. And then, of course, we assist through the relocation process. And ultimately, after arrival, you begin to work approximately 2 to 4 weeks after your arrival. You get time to settle in, assimilate, and really get ready to go to work. Finally, the Care for Your Dream program comes full circle, and you are living your American dream. The benefits of direct permanent placement are quite different. Our clients that we are working with right now, of course, we file a prevailing wage determination. I'm certain most of you nurses have heard of that process. And a lot of the wages are evaluated and start at that wage. Our clients actually evaluate the experience each nurse has. So, of course, the prevailing wage is the starting point. And then that is an evaluation process of your experience. So it varies, 2 to 3 years, 5 years plus, so on and so forth. The benefits are offered directly from our employers, full comprehensive benefit packages, just as if any other nurse that was educated in the United States was offered. Our international educated nurses will have the same. Everyone is offered full-time work. And for the sponsorship, you have to commit and know the time frame of commitment is 3 years. Of course, we do such a great matching process with the clients that we feel that you'll be very happy above and beyond 3 years and be there for many years thereafter. Our clients are looking for committed nurses that want to stay on board and have growth opportunities. So soon thereafter, you may be a charge nurse, you may have other opportunities to apply to supervisory roles or even director roles. Again, the EB3 green card is a major benefit within this program, and it is available for you and your family. Your family, which includes your spouse and your children under the age of 21 at the time of arrival. And then, of course, within our direct model, you are able to obtain and sign up for any training programs your employer has in services, things that really aren't offered to travel nurses or staffing companies. So you are one of the team day one. Next slide. All right, living the American dream. Let's talk about those benefits we kind of touched on briefly. So the apartment. This is something we guide you through. We help find, and we do pay for that. And we do pay for the deposits of the apartment, utilities, so on and so forth. This is not our choice. We help you. Ultimately, our nurses, our clinicians will make a final choice to that, but we do the negotiation and we get it finalized for you. Should you arrive at a late hour and maybe the keys aren't available for your apartment to settle in, we will, of course, have hotel accommodations. It's very important that everyone knows that we will take care of you every step of the way and make certain you have a nice bed to settle into after your travels. Introduce you to a buddy. This typically happens well before you arrive. It could be another international educated nurse or medical technologist, or it could be a staff member of the facility that you're going to be employed at. There's introduction, electronically via Zoom, Skype, to help you transition and ask a lot of questions. We will help you with driver's license. International driver's license is a must. We make introduction to AutoSource. AutoSource is a company that enables every single one of our healthcare professionals to be pre-approved for the purchasing of a brand new vehicle. And when you come to the United States, that vehicle is not ready. So you'll be able to have a rental car for the first 45 days approximately before your car is finalized and delivered. Again, we help with all of these things. So you're not on your own through the process. Assimilation orientation. So guidance in regards to how and what to do, open up your bank account, obtain your social security number. Should you have to go back to the SSN office, we will help you and guide you through that process. Getting a US cell phone number, providing a complete list of things to do in your area that you're going to be employed and living at, churches, shopping options, all of the above, schools. When you arrive and you obtain your U.S. Bank account, we give you a arrival bonus. And we do reimburse as of today for one IELTS test success, hopefully. And we should change that actually to English proficiency test, because we have other tests now, as I alluded earlier, Visa Screen and NCLEX. So those are the three credentialing components that we will reimburse for. And ultimately, the guidance and payment for the reciprocating of your final state of endorsement, should you have sat in for NCLEX in another state that you are not placed in. Next slide. Okay, awesome. We are all ready at Q&A session. That was really good. We are going to open up, the chat is being monitored right now, and we want to answer any questions that we have. First and foremost, I seen one in regards to a caregiver. I kind of spoke to the beginning, the education requirements. So a caregiver would not be qualified for immigration. We have to have that 3 or 4 year degree, and you have to be a registered nurse for immigration purposes. We do not hire practical nurses. That's just a step under where you would actually be monitored and supervised by a registered nurse, a practical nurse. So again, the education doesn't match for immigration purposes. The next question is, I am trained allied health care in Jamaica. We are not looking for any allied health. All of our needs, well, I shouldn't say all of them, primarily are in registered nurses at this point, and very limited right now in medical technologists. So we don't really have allied. Okay, great question. What happens if I had 1 year experience at a hospital, but right now I'm 1 month without a job? Well, I would definitely say get back to work soon as possible. That 1 year is great, but we need to have you working continuously during the process. So it is going to be required to have that work experience plus continuing working. There is no age limit. We do not discriminate for any way, shape, or form. Of course, you have to have the education requirement and the experience working. What specialties are we looking for? Oh my goodness. We have an abundance of needs right now for critical care. So ICU, CCU, an abundance of those opportunities, ER or ED, medical, med-surg, medical ICU, surgical ICU, those are going to be the hot ones. Telemetry. We have clients waiting in line for amazing telemetry nurses and great locations for those positions as well right now. Other specialties we have on a very limited base. Those are very client specific, but we are interested in speaking with all specialties. If you have the flexibility to maybe work in a skilled nursing facility or a clinic and or a home care setting. We have a variety of clients that are servicing different patient populations, from peds home care to general geriatric home care, rehab, and we also have some behavioral health. Great question. We choose the location. So you actually have a choice in regards to location. The first and foremost thing we need to do is look at your experience and see where you match our client's experience, because we don't want to set you up for failure. We want to set you up for success. So If you are a med-surg nurse and you're telling our talent relations advocates, oh, I've always wanted to be in the surgical or OR, no, we can't do that. The first match is your experience that you are currently working now. If you worked in OR 5 years ago, but now you are an ER, you are ER. You are an ER nurse, and that's where you have to go. With that said, we have a multitude of opportunities in variable states. We talked to you about a lot of factors. What's important to you? Do you have a family? Cost of living, apartments, schools? But number one is that match with your clinical experience. But of course, you have a choice. Many of our nurses have multiple offers, and they have a choice of which they choose. That happens almost on a daily basis. Our nurses have a choice continuously of where they choose to go. Great question. Could you repeat what I have to pay if I apply to the program? Nothing, zero, not one penny. We do not charge anything for our services. We are here to help you through the process, guide you through the process, and how we do that is we have amazing client partnerships, and they are looking for amazing clinicians to join them. So we partner with them, and they actually pay us for our services. That's a great question. During the 3 years commitment, can I travel back home and return? Absolutely. We want to tell you that you are an employee just like any other. So you would have to accrue the time off, the PTO, and actually schedule that with your direct manager for that time off, just like any other employee would do. But absolutely, there's no reason that you can't travel back and forth or travel anywhere. What do you recommend if I don't have a good level of English? Well, there's a lot of things I would recommend. There's some training programs that we could recommend. We have some partners that will do an initial free test so you can evaluate the level of your English. I know as I am very critical of myself, sometimes I am more critical. So you may be more critical of your speaking level as well. So it would be good to have an evaluation. Also, I would suggest to speak English all the time. Try to practice. Watch American TV, American movies in English, so that you start hearing the English, it starts feeling a little bit more comfortable and you build up your confidence. So all of the above, but those are some things that we could help you with and evaluate and give you some additional tools for success if you don't feel confident. Okay, next question is, while I'm applying, I can perfectionate or my English proficiency and take the test at the end? No, not at all. The requirements are NCLEX in hand, English proficiency test in hand, in conjunction with a visa screen. So you have to have all of those 3 components in hand before processing your immigration. Okay, there's no way around it. This is a lot of work on your part. Clinicians are very tough, very focused. It's something that there's no way around, to be perfectly honest. All of these things are requirement for English. So again, if you're interested, we could help you through that process. Number one, experience working currently, continuously, and you can't give up while you're doing the credentialing. You have to keep working. There's no taking off a month or 2 or 6 to get the credentialing done. And wow, I think we got through all questions. Thank you so much. That was great. All right, next we want to talk about some amazing things that we are doing. Our next virtual event will be next Thursday. And that will be with our Director of Recruitment and Talent Relations, Christine Ortino. She will join you here on Facebook Live as well. So we hope to see you then. Tell your friends about our program. As well as we are heading out for some in-person events. So we can go to the next slide. And we will be, myself and Natalie Brioso will be in Columbia the week of October 16th through 21st, I believe it is, with in-person meetings, presentation and interviews at our job fair on the 19th and 20th. And again, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and a special thank you for everyone that may have been signed up for the talks last week. We had some crazy weather coming through Florida, and we wanted to make certain all of our staff was safe, and we had the capabilities for electricity and technology to actually host this event. So we appreciate your flexibility to reschedule with us and talk with us today.